For his 7th birthday, Ethan received a strange gift from an unknown sender. The package arrived without a return address, wrapped in an old faded cloth. Inside was a doll, its features eerily lifelike, with glassy eyes that seemed to shine even in the dim light. His mother, Alice, tried to hide her unease as she watched her son's eyes light up with excitement. "He looks so real, Mom," Ethan exclaimed, holding the doll up to his face. Alice shrugged off her discomfort, assuming it was just an oddly crafted toy. But from that night on, things in the house started to change. The first sign was the whispering. Late at night, when Ethan was supposed to be asleep, Alice would hear soft murmurs coming from his room, like two voices talking in hushed tones. When she asked him about it, Ethan looked confused. "It's just Ollie," he said, pointing to the doll with a grin. "He likes to tell me stories." Alice tried to laugh it off, but a chill settled over her as she closed the door to his room. Soon after, strange things began happening around the house. Family photos fell off the walls, their glass shattered. Furniture seemed to shift in the night, and the temperature would drop inexplicably in Ethan's room. The doll, Ollie, would sometimes appear in different places, even after Alice had made sure Ethan put him back in his toy chest. One evening, Alice found her son in the corner of his room, his face pale and his hands shaking. "What's wrong, sweetie?" she asked, kneeling beside him. "He told me something bad," Ethan whispered, his gaze fixed on the doll sitting on his bed, its eyes gleaming. "Ollie said that he has to protect me. He said anyone who tries to hurt me will be sorry." Alice's heart pounded as she picked up the doll, its glass eyes catching the light in an unsettling way. "It's just a doll," she murmured, trying to calm herself. But deep down, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was horribly wrong. That night, her husband, Tom, fell ill with a mysterious fever. No doctors could explain it, and his condition worsened with each passing day. Alice grew more and more convinced that the doll was responsible. She tried to take Ollie away, but every time she removed it from Ethan's room, she'd find it back in its original spot, sometimes with a cold, damp feeling, as if it had crawled back on its own. One stormy night, driven by desperation, Alice decided to burn the doll. She snuck into Ethan's room and grabbed Ollie, wrapping it in a cloth to avoid looking at its unsettling face. She took it to the backyard and set it on fire, watching as the flames consumed the doll's features. For a moment, she felt relief. But as the flames burned, she heard a childlike scream, a sound so piercing it made her heart skip. It was a cry of anger and despair that echoed through the house. The next morning, Tom's condition had deteriorated further, and to Alice's horror, the doll was back in Ethan's room, untouched and staring straight at her with a smile. That night, Ethan disappeared from his bed. His parents searched the entire house, but he was nowhere to be found. When they checked the attic, they found a message scrawled on the wall in tiny, childlike handwriting. "Ollie protects me now." They never saw their son again, but sometimes, late at night, Alice can still hear a faint whispering from the attic, as if her little boy and the doll are still there, sharing their sinister secrets.